It was not quite the mid-season break Luis Diaz would have wanted. While his Liverpool teammates who aren't at the World Cup have been making the most of their time off with jaunts to destinations like the Maldives, Dubai and Las Vegas, the Colombian international has instead been on Merseyside, working hard on his rehabilitation. Diaz has been reporting to the AXA Centre in Kirkby for individually tailored sessions and extra gym work in an effort to ensure he's ready to return when the Reds get underway on their mid-season trip to Dubai this week. There have been plenty of long, lonely hours put in by Diaz over the past few weeks as he aims to get back to full fitness, having not played since suffering a knee injury at Arsenal in early October after a clash with Thomas Partey in the 3-2 defeat. Such has been Diaz's dedication that he even left a number of supporters in shock when a routine tour of the facilities at the AXA Centre last month ended with them all crossing paths with the former Porto winger midway through an indoor session. It was the welcome surprise that wasn't advertised when they began the informal outing after an LFC Foundation event earlier that day. Prior to the injury, Diaz had arguably been Liverpool's best outfield performer at the time, when Jurgen Klopp's side was struggling for consistency during a miserable opening few weeks of the campaign. In his absence, Liverpool have slowly put together a few results that at least give them a fighting chance at a top 4 tilt in the second half of the campaign. Important victories over Manchester City, West Ham and Tottenham Hotspur were recorded, but there were also the nadirs of defeats to Nottingham Forest and Leeds United. Everything is on course for Diaz to be back in action this week when the Reds touch down in Dubai ahead of their friendlies with Lyon and AC Milan on December 11th and 16th respectively. His availability comes at an opportune time for Klopp, as Liverpool prepare themselves for what will be a massive second half of the campaign that's gone nowhere near according to plan so far. With Diogo Jota still sidelined, the 50 million wide man will be vital going forward, and the work undertaken over the next couple of weeks will be imperative to him returning to the sort of form he has shown consistently since he joined the club at the end of the January transfer window. Should everything continue as planned, he'll be cleared to play a part in the friendlies for what has been dubbed the Dubai Super Cup. Jota's own rehabilitation will also continue in Dubai too. The Portugal international is not yet fit enough to be considered again after his serious calf injury in the closing stages of the 1-0 win over Manchester City on October 16th. It's been a frustrating 6 months or so for Jota at Anfield, with his season yet to truly get going after a hamstring problem that was re-aggravated on the club's pre-season tour of Thailand in July. Having scored 21 times for the Reds last term, the former Wolves man was rewarded with a new contract for the exemplary form he had shown during the 2 years he's been at Anfield, but he struggled to get back to those levels this term. After making his comeback as a late substitute in the goalless draw with Everton in September, Jota has only been able to make 7 appearances across all competitions and is without a goal since April's 2-2 draw with Man City at the Etihad. He won't be cleared for a comeback in Dubai, but a change of scenery will be of some benefit as he uses the same facilities at the Nad Al Sheba complex that Virgil van Dijk did during his own convalescence in early 2021. Liverpool chose the UAE for a handful of reasons. Club officials were hugely impressed by the level of facilities on offer back in 2018 when they made a mid-season trip after an FA Cup win over Everton, but it's the logistics of where the World Cup is being held that is the major deciding factor. General Manager of First Team Operations, Ray Horn, explored the merits of 2 venues last year before a setting in South Africa was eschewed in favour of the NAS complex. With a flight from Qatar where the World Cup is being held lasting just over an hour, it made more sense for the club to move to a base in the Middle East to save from further long-haul flights. After over 3 weeks of downtime, the hard work starts again for Liverpool this week, no more so than for Jota and Diaz.